What a well, DJ on the mic. What coming in with a festive cheer, people. Red High be coming with a revision because Bandai be dropping some newish. Shazam. It's coming in. And yeah, it's an absolute menace. It's had some amazing tops. And yeah, because of this menace, Ukkomon, and how Red Hybrid's aggro style is already pretty mean. This is just making it tier 1, guys. I said it, tier 1, pound the alarm. So in this video, I'm going to go over a revision of the deck list, all the good stuff, and all the strats. So if this is a video for you, then stick around and enjoy it. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, then make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell. I did have a target of hitting at least 1k before the new year. I mean, it's going to be a freaking miracle, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's all about those festive miracles, right? But I'd be absolutely happy if we can just at least hit 900. 900, I think that's pretty achievable from now till January. So enough of the plugs, let's crack on into it. So let's go over to the eggs standard. That has not changed. We still run the Ukkomon BT14. It's still the best egg, and with Ukkomon as well, it actually works perfectly because when you push Ukkomon out of raising, effectively you can still meet the condition of just checking a security card from the opponent's side, so that actually works really well. Obviously, if it is an option, the option will trigger first, and if it's an option that's going to kick your ass, then you won't get the draw one, but anything else, you'll be absolutely cooking. So, just a Ukkomon as standard. We do run 4. Ideally, 5 would be good in any other variation if you are using Ukkomon, because you are going through your eggs pretty rapidly, but because we do have like the Takuyas and so forth, it's not really required for you to run 5 eggs. Most likely you've already got the job pretty much wrapped up. So going on to the level 3s. So as standard, you know, we already kind of know the spread. Flamemon BT7, best in slot when you go into raising. That undeletion effect inheritable is just absolutely cracked. And most likely you do want to be using this as your card in raising, not so much as the searcher. Then we do run the BT12 Flamemon at 4 as standard. Then we go in with the BT4 Flamemon. I still value this, and I know a lot of people have kind of taken this out, but I do like the potential of just netting 2 cards. I think that is still pretty powerful, and it is still a red hybrid, being the key thing. Then going on with the source, we go in with the 3 Ukkomon, because it is out of archetype, and ideally you do want to be seeing this pretty much first turn in order for you to kind of start popping off and getting that tempo. Red Hybrid's already fast as it is. Ukkomon is literally the freaking Noz. And like, if you play Need for Speed, you crack up the Noz, that's what this boy is doing for this deck. And then lastly, we still run the Pokemon, because Pokemon Search 5, get a hybrid and a tamer from amongst them is just absolutely nuts. So realistically, I do like this because when you have got tamer out and you have Pokemon out, effectively you are evoing for free, realistically, if you're going on top of your champions. So yeah, I still value the Pokemon, still value the BT4 Flamemon, just for the net 2 cards, and also a hybrid. And realistically, because we are running quite a plethora of rookies, because you are running the Ukkomon, realistically to get the value, you do need a rookie, because when you push out with Ukkomon, you're able to then basically hatch an egg and also gain the memory. That's where the nuts comes in. And realistically, it's no more point me pushing out, hatch an egg, and don't have a rookie to freaking use it, then I've pretty much just not really got that much tempo right there. And then you're pretty much kind of high rolling if you do have a tamer out and you kind of evo on top of the tamer and praying you go into a rookie to just get the maximum worth of obviously your Ukkomon. But Ukkomon right here is just really the absolute nuts. Adds a lot of aggression to your game plan. So obviously, because we've implemented Ukkomon, like, what are the ratios looking like further along down the line? So going on to the champions. So champions, we do rock in with the BT12 Agumon. We got that drip as standard. You know, I caught that bad boy before I started freaking going up in price, because, you know, this deck be topping. Then we go in with the cheeky BT12 Burning Grey, because it's still the best Burning Grey right there, especially when you are either on top of your Takuyas. You easily meet the threshold of triggering the actual inheritable, and depending on which Takuya you got, either you're going to get an additional security check, or you're either going to gain 2 memory when you check a security card from the opponent. And then we've actually decreased the Burning Grey BT7 to a 3. I think this is comfortable because effectively you can still use this to obviously be your kind of control Digimon where you can either on top of a hybrid or a Takuya, and you're able to pop a 4000 DP or less Digimon. Really, really helpful. On top of that, you can actually stack it on either of these, which is nice, whereas these, you can stack on one another, but the condition here is to effectively either on top of a Burning Grey, and that one needs to either on top of a Nagunimon. So that's it for there. So slight alterations with the ratios when it comes to the champions. We've just obviously decreased the Burning Greymon BT7 down just by the 1. Then we go into the Ultimates. So Ultimates have had a bit of an increase in terms of their ratios. Standardly, we do kind of just run the standard 4, and that's obviously going to be your BT7 Aldemon, because it's just best in slot. Realistically, having that delicate plan when you're going in for the swing and inheritable with your Emperor Greymon is just the absolute worth. Adds a lot of aggression, safety checks, you're already swinging quite big, so nothing really can kind of trip you out of security right there. But we've added a bit of flavour into the mix, and that's obviously going to be your BT14 Metal Grey Ace, and this right here can be quite devastating, and the opponent might not actually see it coming, because naturally it is out of archetype. We do run one of them, and the odds are us having this in hand is pretty slim. But when we do have it in hand, you gotcha, bitch! That's what happens, and you're able to pop a 6k DP or less Digimon, and also it can kind of help you cheat into Emperor Grey if needs be. Granted, you won't get the full effect of Emperor Greymon of deleting basically a Digimon either equal or lower to its DP. You'll only be able to delete a 6k Digimon, but regardless, having a Mega with a security attack at 11k is pretty devastating, and something that you'd rather get off the board, and it also has a pretty good on deletion, which is not conditional. So that concludes for the Ultimate. Going on to the Megas. Megas has remained the same. Don't really need to delve too much into this, but yeah, Emperor Greymon is still an absolute menace, absolute great card, and it's really fantastic that you can just literally just rely on just 4 freaking Megas to do the job, because your champions, rookies are pretty much the bullets in this deck, to say the least. But Emperor Greymon is great for you to essentially keep that board presence and really utilize the inheritables from your hybrids, as well as still gaining a Takuya from trash or hand, which is helpful right there. And just that heavy aggression when you do either on top of your Aldemon is absolutely great there too. Obviously, if you are either on top of your Metal Greymon, you do need to watch out for that overflow, because effectively you will lose free memory, which could obviously pass turn to the opponent, so obviously be vigilant on that. But regardless, an absolutely fantastic Mega. And then obviously your Omni for game is always good. Always good. Hybrid for game standard, but Omni for game is just a chef's kiss right there. So that concludes for the Megas. So going on to the options. Options had obviously a little bit of decrease, obviously fitting that Ukkomon magic. But also as well, we've obviously had to add some cards in to kind of combat the meta a little bit better as well. It's been, Commandemon's been rife. I ain't gonna lie, Commandemon have been putting in work. So we obviously need to make sure that we can counter that and just stopping those card effects from happening. Obviously, Feralugnon is still pretty prevalent. So going on with the 4 Atomic Infernos, I still value 4, because realistically, what you want to be doing to really get the full effect or fully utilize that Ukkomon is just going in for gas. If you just have, Ukkomon in raising when it comes to your turn, and basically push out, gain a memory, you already have a Tamers established. This could be either Takuya memory setter or the Takuya with the secure attack. Ideally, the secure attack will give you that worth. And then effectively, you'd be either sitting on 2 or 3 memory. Ideally, sitting on 3 memory is perfect. It means that you can raise in the back, because you've already hatched an egg off the Ukkomon. Effectively go into your BT12 Burning Grey. You meet the condition of the BT7 Takuyamon, which effectively means that if you use Atomic Inferno, you're swinging in for 3 checks, 13k damage on there, which is heavy. Early pressure like that can really make the opponent shook. So this is why I do like the Atomic Inferno. Obviously, if it's propped off in security, Jesus Christ, that's what you just got all your Digimon got the security attack +1. Menacing. Absolutely a powerful card. Then we do run the 2 Grav Crush. not full drip. I'm sorry, I failed you guys. I can't get that full drip goodness, but I got one though. But Graph Crush is always just great, just to kind of just wrap up really. It's like if it comes balls to the walls, Graph Crush has got you back. Absolutely wounding when you get it in security. I'm not gonna lie, it really does hurt, but it is what it is. And then we just take in that nice cheeky one, Crimson Blaze, because when you need it, it just comes in clutch right there. But because this deck is so fast, 9 times out of 10 you might not need it as much, but it's always good to have because it can kind of catch your opponent slipping. And you know, I like a boy slipping right there. Concludes for the options. Going on to Tamers. Tamers are pretty much, you already know what's going to happen here. We're going with the 4 BT12 Takuyas and then the 4 BT7 Takuyas. Pretty self-explanatory out there. Memory Setter, your main aggressor card. Warp Evo into your Emperor Grey when needs be. When your trash is set up. These two in tandem just work so well. Honestly, like, I don't even think that we even need another Takuya. I think we pretty much got it covered. It's just like, I've been struggling if they do release another Takuya. It needs to be the absolute nuts in order for it to compete with these two. But this ideally is what you kind of want to be dropping down maybe first turn if you are with the Ukko, just because that aggression that you can get. And if you've got the BT12 Burning Grey, I mean, God, 3 checks. Well, 2 checks without the Atomic Inferno, and obviously then you can possibly swing with your Ukkomon or keep Ukkomon out and basically keep recycling. Obviously you kind of got to think like the opponent might be able to pop your Ukkomon, so just make sure that like if you can read the opponent and see that they probably going to get rid of Ukkomon next turn, then you know, swing with your Ukkomon. At least then you've done 3 checks. If you've had an Atomic Inferno on top of your BT12 Burning Grey, or to be honest, even if you do have a Atomic Inferno, effectively any hybrid will do, then effectively you're going to be checking for 4 checks, which is pretty massive right there. Overall, obviously swinging with your hybrid and swinging with your Ukkomon. So absolutely banging deck right here with the new source. Red Hybrid's cooking. Red Hybrid is cooking. It's about time, like you know, it's had a bit of limelight because it's kind of slept on, and it is topping pretty well just due to this menace here. My concern is that could Bandai possibly think, oh, okay, this mon right here is just being splashed into so many decks. It's skewing a lot of the playstyles. Who knows at this point? But you know, whilst it's topping, you might as well utilize it. Boom. But that is your boy done. If you enjoyed the deck profile, smash it with a like as standard. Hope everyone has had an amazing festive time. And yeah, I'll catch you next one. Make sure you subscribe. Let's try and hit at least 1K. If not, try and get 900. Alright, peace out. Sheesh.